everyone, today's video is going to be pretty exciting because I am going to be doing a full face of Chantecaille. Chantecaille reached out to me and sent me a ton of stuff. They allowed me to send them a list of everything that I wanted. So basically I just picked out one of each thing. I didn't want to get too crazy because everything is so expensive. But Chantecaille did send me duplicates of a lot of products, so at the end of this video I am going to be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. I kind of went back and forth whether I wanted to even feature this brand on my channel because of how expensive it is, but the more I thought about it, the more curious I became, and I personally was curious to see how these products performed considering the price point. And I know this is a beauty channel. Obviously a lot of beauty lovers watch my channel, and even if you aren't in the market for spending $75 on a mascara, it still is interesting, I feel, as a beauty lover to see how it performs and see how the full face works and what all the products look like. I'm first going to go in with the Chantecaille Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation, and I use the shade Shea in this. This product is $78. It comes with 1 fluid ounce, and the shade Shea is described as a medium tan with balanced undertones. I will say this foundation comes in 15 shades. However, the shade Shea comes basically right dab in the middle, which is what I like to see in a shade range. I feel that the Future Skin does come in a variety of undertones between fair, medium, and deeper skin tones. The shade range does not go as deep as it probably should. However, I find that this isn't super full coverage, so I feel like a lot of different skin tones could be in between shades, and I think it is great that this foundation is offered in a variety of different undertones. I feel like especially with very high-end foundations, they come in either like very neutral or very pink undertones, and they also gear way more towards light skin. It does come with a plastic insert that says to not discard it. However, I wish there was like a little tab on it or something to make it less messy, and the foundation does come in a jar. I think the jar is a very luxurious feeling, but I am afraid every time I go to use it that I am going to spill it. I really just take some product from the lid, and I'll probably take like a little dab of it on my finger, and I will dot it around my face. How I like to apply this foundation is I will stipple my foundation brush all over my skin to kind of get a even layer of it all throughout. And then I will go in and start buffing the foundation into my skin so it all lays really nice and smooth. I unfortunately have been loving the way that this foundation looks and sits on the skin. It is so pretty. It really reminds me of what a tinted moisturizer probably wishes it could look like on the skin. I think it does a really fantastic job at evening out the skin tone, not giving too much coverage but giving enough coverage, and looking so beautiful and skin-like. It doesn't really even look like I'm wearing any makeup, but I do feel like my skin looks significantly more smooth and healthy, dewy, and evened out. The next product I'm going to go in with is the Chantecaille Real Skin Plus Eye and Face Stick, and I use the shade 5 in this. 5 is described again as a medium tan with balanced undertones. When I first used this stick concealer, it felt quite dry. Like, it does feel like when I'm applying it right now, it feels a little bit dry, which concerned me. I was a little bit afraid that it wouldn't blend out very well, but the concealer actually blends out so nicely, and thankfully it blends out really, really nicely with a beauty sponge, which was pretty surprising to me. I feel like with many stick foundation products or stick concealer products, they are a bit dry, and then they don't end up blending out super smooth with a beauty sponge, but this guy blends out really nicely with a beauty sponge. This concealer is $62. I think that if you were torn between the foundation and the concealer, I definitely would pick up the foundation. It is way more worth your money. I really can't think of anything right now that I don't love about the concealer. I think it's really nice. I like how it blends out, and I do like how it looks on the skin, but it doesn't wow me the way that the foundation does. I'm going to add a little bit more of concealer right here because I feel like my skin is still a little bit red there. Chantecaille did send over 2 of their HD Perfecting Loose powders, one in a matte version and one in a illuminizing version. I've been trying out the matte version. Honestly, I don't like powders like this. They just remind me of something that like my grandma would use, and it's just, it might seem innovative and it might seem like a good idea, but I just don't love the fact that I'm restricted to this brush that's not very comfortable on my face. I also have a hard time figuring out if powder is ever really coming out of the brush and if it's really getting deposited on my skin. I am going to apply a little bit on my forehead where I would get oily. See, I just don't know if powder is coming out. It kind of looks like it is. I don't know. I do know I can open this part up. Oh, but it's messy. I actually think for the purpose of this video, so I just opened up the packaging, I got some powder on my brush, and I'm going to just apply it that way. Now that I have actual control over the powder, I do feel like it's applying really nicely and it does look nice on the skin. Like I feel like even though it is like matte, I feel like it made my skin look really smooth, but I still feel like my skin looks healthy. So the next product I'm going to share with you guys is the Chantecaille bronzer. And when I tell you this bronzer is like drool worthy, it feels like magical when I put it on my skin. I wish it wasn't almost $80. This bronzer is $78. It is so expensive, but it's actually so magical. First, the packaging is so beautiful. I feel like this red, very skinny compact is gorgeous. Imprint on the bronzer is beautiful. The mirror is really nice. I'm just taking my Real Techniques brush and swirling it into the bronzer. It's definitely one of those bronzers that you do have to build up, but I love a bronzer like that. I think that cheek products that you have to build up are really nice, and it is one of those textures where even though I'm swirling my brush in it quite a bit, it's not kicking up a lot of powder everywhere. It's not super powdery. I'm using the shade Sienna. This is the lighter version of the powder that they have. My heart is melting. My heart is melting for how that bronzer just applied. I do feel like this bronzer is good for anyone with fair, light, and medium skin, especially because you can really build up the bronzer to be more intense or more light. So I do feel like a lot of different skin tones can get away with using this shade Sienna, and then they do have a darker shade that looks a lot more deep than this one right here, which is nice for deeper skin tones. This bronzer I just feel is the most creamy powder bronzer that I own, and it goes on so smooth. I hardly have to work with it to make it look beautiful. Honestly feel like this is going to become my go-to bronzer, and I hate how expensive it is, but it's divine. It really is just divine. I totally feel like this bronzer is very treat yourself worthy or gift worthy if maybe you want to put it on like a birthday wish list or a holiday wish list. It's worth it. I did pick out two of their cheek jellies. This one is like a liquid bronzer, and then this one is a hydrating gel cream blush. I definitely thought that these would be nice to try. However, I haven't found a way to make this cream blush work well on my skin. I don't know, I just find that whenever I put it on my cheeks, it ends up looking quite blotchy and it's a little bit hard to work with, so I don't think that I would recommend this blush. I do think the liquid highlighter is nice, and I'll apply a little bit of the liquid highlighter after I apply my powder blush in just a moment. It is pretty. The liquid highlight is $44. I don't think it's worth $44. It is, however, really pretty. The cheek jelly blush is also $44, and I really don't think it's worth the money because it's a little bit hard to work with. The next product I'm going to be putting on my face is the Philanthropy Cheek Blush. I have mine in the shade Emotion. It's the B imprinted one. This blush is so cute, and when I first got it, did have an overspray of gold shimmer over top of the B. It unfortunately did not stick around as it is all gone now, but it was really cute. They described the B blush as a golden coral. I definitely think it is a little bit corally. I think it does have a little bit of pinkiness in it, and I think the blush is really cute. I think it does apply really nice to the cheeks, and it does apply really smoothly. It is $40, and it is rather small, but again, I do think it is one of those things that would be gift worthy, especially if one of the blushes that you were into had an imprint of like an animal that you really like, because not only would that be cute, like there's one for elephants and butterflies, but whenever you purchase one of these blushes, it does support different foundations that go with the animal. For example, they have a horse blush in a playful pink shade, and that's going to support the American Wild Horse campaign. The liquid blush I'm going to apply is the shade Brilliance, and it's really cute. I feel like it has like a golden champagne look to it, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply it right on the high points of my cheeks right here. And it is applying nicely over top of the two powder products that I applied on my cheeks. See, that looks just really nice and glowy. For my brows, I do have a brow gel. This is the Chantecaille Full Brow Perfecting Gel, and it is colorless. They do have a colored version, but this is just the clear version. And the clear version is still $40. Now, I do not think that there is a brow gel that exists that is worth $40. I think that is completely outrageous, but I still do have it to show you guys. It is just a brow gel. There's nothing really else to it. I do know that when I first used it, it was so wet and it got all over my brows. So at first I really was like, oh my god, this stuff is horrible. I don't like using it at all. But the more I've used it, I don't want to say it's dried out because it's definitely still a very like wet brow gel, but it hasn't done that to me, thank goodness. It is nice. I don't really know if it holds my brows any more than other brow gels do. I do like that it is a glossy wet, so it just dries kind of as is, which I really like. I think that adds nice like gloss to your brows and texture. So yeah, that's what $40 brow gel looks like. It just is what it is. For my eyes, I have a couple of eyeshadows that were sent over. I'm guessing this is the entire collection of the Lachrome Luxe Eye Duos, which I will be giving away at the end of this video, so definitely stay tuned for that. But the one that I'm keeping, because they did send me duplicates of it, so I'm going to be giving away a set and then donating the rest. And then the one that I picked to keep is the Monte Carlo one. It is pretty cute. I don't know if I would describe it as a taupe, but it does remind me a little bit of like a taupe, like a satin taupe from MAC. And then this cute pink shade. So I'm going to be keeping this one. And then these are absolutely stunning. These are the luminescent eye shades. I have one in Warm Champagne right here, and then I have the other one in Burnish Brown, and it looks like this. They are so beautiful. I'm going to start off my eye look by dipping into my bronzer and applying that to the crease because I don't have matte shadows to work with from the line. From the Monte Carlo Eye Duo, I'm going to take that shade right there, that darker one, that taupey one. I'm just taking it on a little eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to apply it to the outer corner of my eye. So it's really just going to focus right out here. And they are pretty. They're really pretty eyeshadows. They're not going to be like the most intense high pigment eyeshadows. I know exactly who comes into Ulta looking for eyeshadows like this. Oh my god, this is so pretty. I kind of just want to like swoop it all over my eye. It's so pretty. It's kind of like, it's almost like it has these like micro glitters, soft micro glitters, but then it's like still a sheer eyeshadow. It's so pretty. I know exactly who comes into Ulta looking for eyeshadow like this. I also am going to take on the same brush that pink shade, and I am going to pop it on the inner corner of the eye. These eye duos, by the way, are $58. They are so expensive. Like everything else, it's just all so expensive. So yeah, I definitely think that you don't need this product at all. It is pretty expensive for only 2 eyeshadows. However, these guys are so beautiful and they are still up there in price. They are $52, but I do think that these are, like the other products, are very gift worthy, especially if you find a shade that you like with an animal that you like. Like this one has a cheetah on it and then this one has a giraffe on it. I think that's really cute. Again, I do think that the purchase made with these eyeshadows does help support the corresponding animal on the eyeshadows. To complete my eyeshadow look, I'm going to dip into Warm Champagne, and I just took it on my finger. These are pretty pigmented, so I'm just evenly distributing that little dab of shadow onto my eyelids, and I'm just placing it on the center just to add some more sparkle. And that looks really cute. On a teenier brush, I'm taking that same shade, the Warm Champagne, and I'm popping it in my inner corner. I do have an eyeliner to share with you guys. This is a liquid liner. It is $35, which is pretty expensive for liquid liners, but it's not crazy expensive compared to, you know, other liquid liners. I always feel like doing liner messes up my look so bad, but I'm doing it for the review. It's already messed up. It's already messed up. I mess it up every single time. I just did tiny wings. I didn't bring it in all the way because that scares me. Like, it just gives more room for mess up. Personally, I do like my Glossier Pro Tip better. It's just easier to use, and especially as someone who doesn't wear eyeliner that often, it's really not worth it for me to have a $35 eyeliner. Now I'm going to move on to mascara. This is the Chantecaille mascara that is $72. This one, there is a $46 version of this mascara. However, this one apparently has lash peptide technology that I guess over time will make your lashes nicer. I know a lot of mascaras do have those types of claims. I will say this one for $72 is just really not worth it. I'm going to apply it on camera, and of course, like, my opinion on things can change. I did just curl my lashes though. Because of my experience with this mascara already, it just hasn't been like that impressive. It really hasn't done anything for my lashes, and I am going out. Like, I am going to go get lunch with a friend outside. Of course, we have outside seating, but yeah, I just was not that impressed with this mascara. It didn't really do much for my lashes. It's looking pretty okay right now. Honestly, I think that curling my lashes did help. So I don't think the mascara looks horrible. I actually think it looks quite nice, but is it worth almost $80? No, I don't think so. I do just feel like with this brand, you are paying for the name, and you're paying for the ingredients, and you're paying for the causes. All of that collectively can be justified in the price, but I think for the regular consumer, especially because my audience is really young, I mean, I really just cannot sit here and tell you to pick up an almost $80 mascara. So I'm going to move on to my lips. This is the Chantecaille Lip Definer, and this is in the shade Natural. The lip definer is $26, which I don't think is outrageous for a lip liner, and this lip liner is really pretty. Definitely a My Lips But Better sort of lip liner. So that is what the lip liner looks like. I do naturally fill in my entire lips basically with the lip liner. It does pull quite pink, especially on my skin tone, but that's not offensive to me. I do really like the color and I think it's cute. The next and last Chantecaille product that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is the Chantecaille Lip Veil. I hope I'm saying this right, but it is in the shade Baobab. I'll obviously have the name listed in the description, but this lipstick, this lip veil, is $48, and it does say it directly supports the Space for Giants, which is a group that works towards preserving the migration path of elephants in Africa. So like I said, a lot, if not all of these products do go specifically towards supporting groups that help animals and other nature groups, which is really cool, and it can justify the price of these. So that is what the lip veil looks like. It is really cute. It's a pretty pigmented lipstick. When I hear the name lip veil, I would think of like a sheer lipstick. I don't think that this is a sheer lipstick. It is, I feel, the perfect amount of shininess. It's not too shiny like a gloss, but it's not matte at all, and it is really comfortable on the lips. One great thing about these products that I actually didn't notice until just now, because the lip products don't smell like anything, but none of these products have heavy fragrance in it or any fragrance at all, I believe. I think that a lot of their products are made without fragrance actually, which is a huge plus. I really wish that brands would consider not putting fragrance in their products, or at least not putting offensive fragrance in their products. But yeah, the lip product doesn't smell like anything, which is great. But this is the final look of Chantecaille makeup. Here's a close-up of everything. I think it all looks so nice and natural, but still like I'm wearing makeup obviously because of my liner and eye look, but I feel like everything is just sitting on the skin so nicely and it looks really beautiful, and I unfortunately really like it considering it is so expensive, but I do really like it. The time right now is 1:51, so it's about 2 o'clock, and I will be back later to do a check-in and talk more about the giveaway and also give my thoughts on the products. Hi everyone, I am back. The time now is 8:10, so it's been about 6 hours. And I also had lunch outside like I had said earlier, so it was super duper hot, and then we also got rained on. So this makeup has been through a lot. This has been a pretty good wear test, and I haven't taken a up close look yet, but from what I've seen like in passing in the mirror or reflections, it doesn't look half bad. I am not super mad at the way that it's looking right now. I am really shiny, but that is pretty much as expected. I did not put any oil control primer on my skin, and I am naturally very oily. I am not seeing creasing on my smile lines. I'm seeing maybe like the littlest bit of creasing, but it's not anything bad. Under my eyes, I'm not really seeing creasing either, but I am seeing a little bit of mascara smudging, which I don't like to see. I do not like to see that. So that's kind of a little bit annoying. Definitely shows me that the mascara probably is not worth it. However, I'm not seeing any mascara flakes, which is okay. I think a little bit of smudging can be fixable, but it's definitely not a desirable feature in a mascara, especially when it's almost $80. I think my cheeks look amazing. I think the products have remained really nice and vibrant. I'm not endorsing the $40 eyebrow gel, but I will say that my brows are very much in place considering how hot it was outside. And they feel soft. They feel very soft, so it's not like hard or anything. The eyeliner is still very black, so that is nice. I do think that the eyeliner is nice. I just am not a big liner person. It's a little bit hard to work with because it's not a brush tip, it's a felt tip. But I know people have preferences on felt tips or brush tips, so I don't know. If you feel like it's worth checking out, then it's worth checking out for you. But for me personally, as someone who does not wear eyeliner, it is not really that worth it to me. My lips obviously did not make it at all, but I do think that there is a little bit of like staining left. Like my lips aren't naturally this pigmented, they're much more dull than this. So I do feel like there was a little bit of like leftover staining, which is kind of nice. My lips don't look completely dead, but there's definitely not any more product left on them. And then as far as my eyeshadow, I did not prime my eyes at all. You guys saw that I did not prime my eyes, and they are a little creasy. I mean, my eyelids are just oily, but I still feel like you can still tell that eyeshadow is on my eyes. I feel like the placement of colors is still sort of in their order. Here's a close-up of everything. I realize that I am very oily now, and that does obviously accentuate pores and texture, but I think for the longevity of the makeup, everything sort of stayed in place for the most part, and I feel like everything is still just as vibrant and really nice looking. And considering that this makeup did take a hard beating in the heat and I got rained on, I think it looks really nice, and I definitely think that considering the price point, I am not disappointed. For the remainder of the video, I am going to put my lipstick back on, and I do want to see if I can maybe touch up my face with this powder intact. I think so. I think it definitely took out the shine. And then for the eyelid creasing, I just will smudge it back into place. Not a big deal. All fresh, all new. All right, now for the giveaway. One winner is going to win all of this stuff right here from Chantecaille. They are going to win all 6 of the Lachrome Luxe Eye Duos. They are also going to win the Full Brow Perfecting Gel, and this is clear. You will also win the mascara, and you will also win the eyeliner. So basically you will win everything you need to complete a full eye look. The rules for this giveaway is that you must be a subscriber, you must comment on this video and give it a like. You also must follow my Instagram, and my Instagram is just at ChessieDumRongShy. I am really wanting to someday be able to use the swipe up notion on Instagram, and I have to have 10,000 followers to do that. I'm not really that close, but I'm hopeful, and these giveaways definitely do help. So yeah, be a subscriber, like and comment on this video, and follow my Instagram page. This giveaway will be US only because of everything going on, and also like the US just being looked at so poorly. I don't really know how shipping international packages is looking like right now, and it's probably so expensive, and I am trying to make sure that I save my money because I am moving out soon. So unfortunately this giveaway will be US only, but in the future definitely will be doing international giveaways. I'm very sorry. It's just we are in unfortunate times right now. But that concludes today's video. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on the look and all of the products. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely go ahead and subscribe, and hopefully I see you next time.